I like this beat. Okay, okay. We're getting hot up in Latin Evolution Radio. Are we live? Not yet. We're live. We're live. Okay, we're going. And it's Isaiah J back on Latin Evolution Radio. And let me tell you something. I am blessed to be here on the hottest radio station in the USA. Okay. And today I got something to say. I always have something to say, but I just want to say thank you for everybody tuning in. If you're on the app, we want to give a huge thank you. I challenge you to tell somebody right next to you about the Latin Evolution Radio app and tune in so you can bless somebody else's day. Okay. Yep, I'm back. Isaiah Jeremiah Williams. As you can see, I'm wearing a shirt with myself on it, and that's also my little sister. We're going to get into that soon. And it's been a couple weeks since I've seen everybody. I mean, we've had some crazy things going on. I recently, unfortunately, my whole family got caught up with COVID, and I just moved in. I was just like, dude, like, are you serious? So I haven't been staying there. I've been staying with my girlfriend, so I haven't seen my family in a little bit. My mom ended up getting it. Grandma, grandpa, uncle, other uncle. The dog probably even has it. Like, it's crazy. Okay. But then on top of that too, unfortunately, I did lose a close family member of mine. Life can happen so fast. And that's why I needed to come here today. I needed to speak to the people and just remind you, let the people around you, remind them that you love them, remind them that you're there, and remind them that you care. Because I promise it could be taken away in a second. Unfortunately, a close family of mine, member of mine, had a heart attack and passed away and hit a tree, and it was just like that. And it hit me so quick, like hard, for the point of I just felt everything that his kids were going through, the family, and I just kind of like put myself in that situation, and it really tore me down. It really did, for like a day. And I had to work. I got the news when I pulled up to my work. I work at McKay's Dodge Jeep Chrysler Ram Fiat in McKay's Lake Park. My apologies. If anybody knows about them, now you do. And when you go there, ask for Isaiah J, and then I'm gonna take care of you. But I was on my way there. I had to work at 10:30. I got told at like 10:20, and this is how it sucked. Like, I got a phone call from my mom. Didn't answer because I was in the shower getting clean. Bing bong. And then I get another phone call from my uncle. I'm like, oh, no way, dude. Like, when you get two calls back to back, it's just like, what? And this is where it gets worse. My mom left a voicemail saying, like, Isaiah, it's an emergency. Please call me back. She never says that. And then my uncle calls me saying, hey, I'm sure you heard the news, but give me a call. I'm like, oh, my God, what could have happened? And on top of that, the day before, this is all so crazy. The day before, I get told that my sister got arrested. And everyone knows how much I love my sister. This is her right here, Kadeja Craddock. And the system is fucked. That's I got something to say about that. Okay, she was a vulnerable adult, and she was in a home where the employees of the home thought it was okay to take her to a bar and drink. The employees of the home that she was in, like, she's in like not a group home, but I'm not putting all her business out there like that, but employees that were supposed to be taking care of her brought her to a bar. They ended up getting fired, thank God. And obviously that broke her probation, and it hurt me so bad. So, like, I was just getting wailed. And one thing about me and my sister is, like, we're inseparable to the point where we've been through hell and back together. I mean, through sexual assault, through being locked in closets, through getting our ass beat, through getting torn apart as kids, from getting told that we were nothing, from having family not love us because of our color. All this happened, so we were in this life together, okay? And so to get told that she, got arrested, because she's been calling me like every day, like trying to remind me how good she's doing. And let me tell you, the day she told me that she relapsed, but it was so much more than that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I snapped, and I have every right to, because I've been fighting for her ever since I've been out. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm saying you guys got to hold you and the people around you accountable. You can't just make it go easy and be like, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, yeah, they shouldn't have brought you there. No, you knew what you were doing. You knew you shouldn't have taken a drink. You shouldn't have brought that glass up to your lips and took that sip. And no matter what you're doing, be it the person who needs to be on test right now because they fucked up with the courts, and then people will do whatever it is except for just get sober to pass a test. It's literally the craziest thing. I've been there. I've been to treatment. And so let me just, okay, so I got all that news and I show up to work and I'm just like, I'm beat, right? I got my sister hanging on the back side of my head. I got my uncle sitting on the other side of my head, and I got no one to talk to because the rest of the family has COVID. And I'm like, dude, what the heck? So like I take so much pride in being the person in which my people look up to, people come to for advice, like not people. I take pride in being the person that people come to for advice, or just like, hey, you're always happy, like make me smile and I'll do it, like why not challenge me? So I was holding all this weight on my shoulders, thinking I couldn't let the world see the pain in which I was holding. And keep in mind, I'm over here preaching each week to you guys about things to prevent you from moments in which I was in. So what I'm saying is like I'm guilty. I'm guilty for falling victim to these things too, because I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I have emotions, and I was hurt. I wasn't more or less hurt, but I was scared. I was terrified about what else could happen, and I'm very empathetic. Some don't correct me, and what people are feeling. And then one of the biggest quotes that not quotes, but basically references that ever got told to me by a good coworker of mine. His name is Spencer Robertson. I just want to shout out to him and his he's not married yet, but he's getting married this next month. Okay, so everybody give a congratulations to Spencer in the chat. And this guy has such an old soul, but such a good guy. Okay, he came up to me. He could tell I was struggling, and I don't know how he brought it up, but I want everyone to listen. Hopefully you're listening to a radio show. He said, you're kind of like a lighthouse. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And he goes, you can keep shining your way. You can be that light, right? You know what you're doing. You know the light path that you're taking, and you stand for it. Meaning, like, people can choose to look at it. So, like, if anyone doesn't know what a lighthouse is, it's for literally to flag in the ships from the sea so they can actually see where they're going. So now take that on to, like, I'm going to take that and flip it onto who I feel like. I feel like a lighthouse to my family, to my close friends, to the ones that look up to me, okay? But I cannot be mad at myself or hold myself accountable if they do not choose to look and follow that path, okay? I'm not saying I'm the all great and that you have to follow what I'm saying, but if you're coming to me for advice and you do look up to me, or anybody, you have to follow that light if you want to take it seriously. They can choose to follow that light, or they can choose to go back to the ocean and keep fishing because they can. Everyone has a choice. You know right from wrong. You know when it's time to go in versus when it's time to go out. You know these things, right? But you're still going to do what you got to do ultimately. And that's what I felt with my sister. I told her this. I expressed how I felt. I was just like, I'm like, Khadija, like, I'm literally out here, like, trying to pave a path for us that you can look up to. And then I felt very selfish by saying that, but it was the truth. I'm like, I've heard this way too many times. Like, you got to take accountability because sooner or later they're not going to be easy on you. And sure shit, the next day they arrested her. And she's good. Everything's good. She actually, if you didn't know, you can have a phone in jail now. So she texted me, free my sister. Okay, definitely free my sister because she doesn't deserve to be there. She's a vulnerable adult which was doing very good in a situation in the home she was at. And then after she did so good, they want to tell her, yep, you're not a vulnerable adult because you've been showing us that you're not. So then we're gonna hit you with the charges. So I think that's a messed up system. I think there can be more done, and I think that we need more attention on people who aren't able to have that. We just weren't brought up right. Like we need our own lighthouse, okay? Like we didn't have that lighthouse to follow. So we're just out in sea, literally doing our own things, be it abusing these drugs, selling these drugs, whatever it is back in the old days, or even more to it. Like you got people scamming, you got people stealing, you're gonna do whatever it takes to make it in your own way, because we don't have that light to shine, to look upon. But that's a lie as well, because there are lights out there that try to give us advice, and we choose not to listen to them. I've done it. I've definitely done it, and I'm apologizing not only to myself but to the ones out there that I haven't listened to the advice on sometimes, and you were right. And speaking of apologizing to yourself, that's a huge thing. Like everybody needs to get comfortable doing that, because you have to have mercy on your soul. What I mean by that is you can't take it so hard on yourself all the time. Like you will blow up. I blew up the other day. I literally had to leave work. I thought about the whole lighthouse reference, and then I was like, I could literally be sitting on my ass right now, not doing anything and just sulking and thinking. Or I can get up and continue to be this lighthouse, get up, go to work, be that positive. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the most positive. People could notice it. And but that's okay too. Because for a guy that everybody looks up to for smiling, being happy, shining the way for everybody, I want people to know, like, I have bad days too, and I was having a bad month, okay? But along with that, I was also having the best month I've ever had in the car business. So thank you to all my customers and everybody who's choosing Isaiah the salesman for their car purchasing needs, helping them actually, for trusting me to do so. And it's becoming great. It's really getting far. I appreciate everyone for sharing all the videos for Latin Evolution Radio, be it for Isaiah the salesman, be it for McKay's, be it for me, because I'm starting to see people are knowing me from these things, and I just want to say thank you to the people who are a part, because we're all doing this together. But that's what I was saying is, like, because someone came up to me yesterday and he goes, "Man, like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's okay for me to have a bad day too." Like, while I'm sitting back and not talking for once, I'm observing my surroundings. I'm literally rooting myself and grounding myself and telling myself it's gonna be okay. And I'm adapting. I'm evolving. That's what we have to do as humans. What I was doing and thinking wasn't right. I could feel it. I could just feel it festering. Feel me becoming something that I wasn't. Like I could feel all this weight on my shoulders. So it's time to adapt, time to change, right? Like Pokemon, I'm gonna evolve. That's what I grew up with. So everybody, I am okay. I know you saw my video and everything like that, but things are going good. I just shout out to Babytron, because I took an L as a lesson. Now I can't lose. What I mean by that is it's okay to have a bad day, but it's not gonna hold you back. You're not any worse of a person because of it, but just learn from it. Because everything I learned this past month and couple months, I should say, is, for one, like, I'm not as good as I thought, even though I am great. But I mean, like, there's always practice. I need to bring myself to the table. Like today, I studied myself this past week for the show. I took a loss from the fact that I've had a couple guests back out, and I just got so hard on myself. I was just like, dude, what am I doing wrong, man? Like, and I know what it is. I wasn't trying hard enough. I wasn't following up. I could have touched base with all these people better. I could have literally made it more important. I could have contacted them more. I could have shared their stories. Like, there's so many things I could have done, but now I'm going to do. Simple as that. Like, I'm not going to sit and sulk in it. I'm going to get better from it, and I'm going to keep getting better, and I'm going to keep getting more viewers. I'm going to keep getting more shares. I'm going to keep getting more people messaging me, because that's what we do. We adapt, we get better, and we grow. Every time you fall, you have to literally fall on a higher ground that you fell in before, because you should learn. You should definitely learn. So I just want to say thank you. Most definitely thank you. And once again, everybody tuning in, download the Latin Evolution Radio app. You don't only got to listen to me. You can listen to artists. You can listen to other shows. We got some of the hottest content coming out of Minnesota right now. I messaged Isaiah this morning. I said, bro, turn on the AC because I'm in the heat today. Because I took myself seriously. I wrote down notes. I woke up wanting to do this. I woke up wanting to be the best me possible. And I wanted to continue to shine this light, not only for my sister Kadeja, for all my viewers, for everybody that's in this right now. Thank you. Like, I couldn't do it without you, and I'm not gonna give up. Don't mind me while I share this video quick. And I got some notes that I wrote down. But I do want to shout out to Young Obeezy. Was dropping a new tape tonight. It is fire. I'm not gonna lie, with all these different artists that message me, sometimes I'm like, not really wanting it. Okay, that sounds really bad. But I'll hear it and I'm like, okay, it wasn't all that. That's okay. And but this dude, I couldn't turn him off, bro. Like, I just had to keep playing it. And I was like, bro, this dude's cold. It's not on Apple Music, but it is on SoundCloud. Everybody look up Young, Yung space Obeezy. It might be EY. I did say that. Never mind. It doesn't matter. But look it up. He's cold. Absolutely cold. Let me share this video. Let me share this video. Okay, perfect. No, I got the share. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. But I do want people to keep messaging me because I didn't notice that. Like, you can message me questions and I can answer them on my show. I think that'll be kind of cool and like interactive. You know what I mean? Like different topics, things that you want me to talk about, or just like some crazy questions. And I got a question for y'all too. Like, I want everybody to message me like their craziest. Ooh, I'm gonna come back to that. But I was gonna say like craziest like story of 2022, and I think I'm gonna sift through them and share that because shoot, this year has been wild. Oh, this is what I was gonna bring up. Obviously, I got ADHD. I haven't got back on my meds yet, but 6 years ago, yesterday, I shared a status that said, I'm gonna share this with everybody listening because this was life changing. Listen to this. You can catch my ass walking to work, which was KFC, every day with a big smile on my face because I'm blessed to see another day, and to be working is even more of a blessing. I'm motivated. That was 6 years ago in 2016. That's nuts. I was so confident in who I would be today, not knowing who it would be, but I knew I'd be something. You know, I knew I could be great. I knew I would surround myself with good people. And I really have. I mean, I'm surrounded by literally like all leaders and people that influence me to do better. They inspire me. And to each one teach one, they're teaching me a new world out here. So thank you. I got a lot of thanks to give this week because it's important to give, what to say, gratitude to the right people, because at certain times, like, you won't be able to say that. Like I said, life can be took like so. So literally, turn to the person next to you right now and give them a smile and tell them about the Zay Show. Okay, give them a hug, give them a kid. You know, because it shouldn't hurt to do that. And if you guys don't know what NLMB stands for, it says never leave my brother. My sister made me this after I bought my car, and I'll never leave her side. I really won't, and that goes for like everybody else that shows me the same love I show them. This love is limitless. Meaning, like, once we are gone from this earth, it'll continue to go on. Our stories, our passion, and our ways of life should be passed down on. Ooh, speaking of being passed down, and sitting next to one of the realtors, Isaias. Did you hear about U.S. Bank and what they're doing for the Latino community? First-time home buyers, and correct me if I'm wrong, like African American or something?
Yep.
Okay. And what that comes from, so what they're doing, supposedly, correct me if I'm wrong again, is they're doing no down payment and no closing costs?
I don't have the information yet, but
I think something along those lines.
Something like that.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And where that comes from is the 40 acres and a mule. So when racism ended, not racism ended because it's still here, when slavery ended, we were promised 40 acres and a mule to all these families. So we could start the race that everybody else had. Because you don't have to worry about buying a house if your family passed that down to you, or that first car, right?
Yeah.
So all these other people are starting a race right here. And us, of people who just got to this and are fighting to work our ass off and be American, we're going to go right. We're starting back here. No ifs, ands, or buts. Our perfect will be their okay. So something like this is giving people the opportunity, if you don't fuck it up, to get a house and actually establish a base where we can get caught up in this race. And you guys can feel how you want about that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I have just as much white family as I have black family, okay? And I saw who brought this up, just so happened to be a coworker who was not of color. And he sounded so offended that this was happening. And I'm like, bro. So I explained to him what systemic racism was and where this all happened, how these inner cities have been founded, and how also we were set up to be the way that we are. And if you can't see it, look into it. I promise you, look into it. Like, it's our chance to catch up right now, and we can't fuck it up. We got to keep shining the path, like showing people. This might sound fucked up, but Let's show them that it's not a bad thing to do that for us. Like, we are people too. We can make homes. We can make families. Just at the end of the day, just because of our color doesn't mean that we don't have a family to go to, that we don't have a little boy or little girl that looks up to us. Okay? We want to do our own things. We want to start our own companies. We want to be a part just as much as everybody. That's what America is. So let us be Americans. Yes. I'm passionate about it because I've always told people I felt like this race was something in which I was behind in, and that's why I'm always running 100 miles an hour. I'm going to throw a Hail Mary even if it's first down. I don't care. I'm always going to give it my all. Always. And I'll admit sometimes I haven't, but the next day I'll get up off my ass and I realize when I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and I'm going to continue to pursue the dreams in which I have right here. Because everything's achievable. Like, I was showing someone a Lamborghini the other day, and he goes, bro, why are you even looking at that? I said, dude, for when I get one. And he goes, what? And he goes, that's not even affordable. I said, so you're going to tell me that? Because Lamborghini is sold out till 2024. And you're going to tell me that you can't do it. I guarantee you most of those people are dropouts, people in which started their own businesses, people in which that didn't listen to the person that said you can't do it. All those people purchased a Lamborghini and then purchased till 2024. And don't get me wrong, cars are materialistic, but what I'm saying is, along with the materialistic comes with the lifestyle. People look at something and they wonder, why is this guy smiling so much? Why is he so happy? It's a perception. It draws the eye. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you guys can hate when I get what I get, but at the end of the day, that's what makes me strive. That makes me smile. And if my smile can transfer onto the next person, who cares where I got my smile from? Yeah, Isaiah's in the booth tonight. I got walked on in one of my interviews. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate him for coming, but he's one of my mentors. So I was listening to him versus telling him how I felt. And I took a loss. That's where I said I apologize to myself. I apologize to Latin Evolution Radio because it's not anybody else's show. It's the Zay show. And I appreciate all the guests. But we have voices in which we have to speak. And I took an L, but now I'm back. It wasn't a loss. I just learned a lesson. I'm literally living life and learning through life with you folks. So don't be afraid to share your stories with me too, because I'm doing it every day. You know, I think that's big. I think it's definitely big. There can be some people who choose not to share their ways of life, but I know that through my past couple of years of sharing how I live and how I have gotten to where I'm at, people appreciate it. People appreciate when people show that their head's down sometimes. So for the people that have reached out and said something, thank you as well. Thank you to my mama for having me. Thank you to my dad for doing what he did because I wouldn't have the outlook that I did. Thank you to Isaias, Yvonne, JC, Rose Marley, Hadari, the whole team. Because Latin Evolution Radio is killing it lately. I mean, like, we are literally taking over. I can't open a single social media app without seeing our purple and black logo. Okay, the LE stands for Latin Evolution Radio. And I'm blessed. I never would have thought I could be here. When I was 6 years ago typing on my phone saying that I was walking to my job at KFC, I literally had stopped at a McDonald's to use their Wi-Fi to do that. Bro, I just drove here today in my AMG, and I'm finally getting new brakes. Thank God. I did get here. I don't need brakes with cruise control. I'm 90 miles an hour. I left, bro, and it told me I was going to get here at 6:15. I got here at 6:10, and that was driving 95 miles an hour. I'm not saying you should do it. Cops that are watching, it's not credible. There's no proof that I did that. But what I'm saying is there's no point in speeding too much because it's only going to save you 5 minutes. Because, like, right? You know what I mean? Like, that was not worth it. I looked cool, yeah. I felt like it, but a gas tank doesn't feel like that.
Sometimes better a minute later than a minute of silence.
Oh, I like that. Sometimes it's better for a minute later than a minute of silence. And that goes along with drunk driving, too.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing I was that sounds stupid, grateful for, that no one was hurt when I got Adidas. My eye wasn't hurt. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't kill myself. But I would have rather took the minute waiting for an Uber. Like, come on, bro. It would have been so much cheaper, too, because I spent thousands of dollars paying off this D-Dub. Like, it sucked. And I had to pay for a whole new wheel on my car. If I would have got a ride, dude, all I would have had to pay for was maybe McDonald's in the morning and an Uber. So it was like, come on, dude. You know? But I want everybody to tell me how their week's going. I want everybody to share this video if you're this far in this video because you guys don't realize how much that shows support to me and how much it can share like my voice to someone else. Like if I can get someone else to smile and maybe make their day, that's like the butterfly effect. For all I know, I could have just started a whole movie somewhere. Like I'm saying, you never know who's watching, and you never know from the eyes of the people watching how they perceive it. Yeah. Yeah. Because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for other people watching and me putting myself out there. Only job I ever applied for was going to be KFC. Everybody else seen me. That's nuts. And it took me being drunk off my ass for a friend to be like, dude, why aren't you working? And I'm like, bro, you're right. Next day, I applied for KFC. And after I watched videos on how to do a proper interview, because obviously I didn't know how to do that. But for everybody watching, like, even if you want to practice interview and you've never had an interview before, call me. I'll come interview you for practice. I literally will. And I'll supply you with the clothes for that interview. Because I got a ton of dress clothes that I do not need. I'm just trying to find the right person and someone to hand them down to that would actually appreciate them. Because I'm a guy, I grew up on hand-me-downs. When I get a bag of clothes that come in like a garbage bag, and I'd sift through them. And whenever I see that Nike swoosh, boy, I had that swoosh on my chin, like from cheek to cheek. I was so happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with food shops as long as you don't abuse it. Because I'm realizing now that I'm making more money, this last paycheck, they took a lot of money from me. And I'm pissed about that because I know it's going to somebody, not everybody, that doesn't need it. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in a house that needed it. But I also know that there's some people that take advantage of that. They're literally in my age group already. And that sucks. Like, that really sucks. Like, to get by, it's like they want me to make less money and then I wouldn't. That's fucked. It's because they know I'm going to keep working for it and I'm just going to keep paying more and more taxes. So I'm not going to say I'm going to find my way around that because that's not good. We all have to pay our taxes. That's what America is. But shout out Donald Trump, dude, because he did that shit. I don't even care if I take a bankruptcy, bro. Like, what? But, like, that's a big thing, too, is what I have been seeing in the car business lately is even, I'd say for people my age, I'm sorry I keep stuttering, but I drank 2 energy drinks before I walked in here. But what I realized was people in my age group, we got so many things to look like we were something that we weren't. But also that's what social media is. But, like, people with cars, like they have cars that they literally can't afford. They owe more on their car than they do their bank account. And I was there. I've been there. Actually, I am there right now. Shoot, my car was super expensive. That's where I came up with this thought process. And I'm seeing people trade out of cars too that are like, dude, man, like I just can't afford it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But people are starting to realize what our older generation was telling us wasn't bullshit. Save your money because right now cash is king. It's not going to always be guaranteed that money isn't coming in. So if you can, save yourself 30% off your check, put it in a savings account. Each check, just do it. Like if anyone knows how I got my first car, was literally because I made myself payments. I was like, when I looked on Car Guru, don't do that for anybody looking. Just look on Isaiah the Salesman's Facebook page for a car you want. But when I was uneducated, I didn't have me to sell me a car. I would look and then be like, okay, $450 a month for the car that I wanted. It was a Lincoln at the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to save that. So I saved it each month. Like I made a car payment to myself. And that was a different account. Then I bought my car cash. Like that was hard work. Don't get me wrong, but I walked a lot of winters for it too. I didn't go out a lot. It wasn't seen by anybody for a couple of years. I even deleted social media. Excuse me. But it took me doing that for me to get where I had to be. I had to take a sacrifice. It's not even taking a sacrifice, man. It's literally doing what you have to do to be where you want to be. Because like right now, like if you want that house, if you want that savings account, don't go get yourself an $800 car payment when you're making $1,500 a month. That doesn't work. It really doesn't work. Just because a bank will approve you for something doesn't mean you should do it, bro. Straight up. Because there was times where I was scared that if I could make that car payment, I was just like, ooh, it's hustle season. And thank God I'm in sales where I can choose what I make, you know? But like I said, like people are starting to realize, like, okay, like savings is huge. Like maybe I should start saving. I think it's like 70% of the U.S. can't afford the lifestyle that they live, or something like that, which is why those companies, credit companies, and such, I mean, are doing so well. That's a job. That is a hustle. Like I wish I would have came up with. I really do. But be better with your money. That's one thing I'm learning. I'm trying to save myself a little egg so I can buy my own house from Isaias right here. I know he's excited to sell me a car, dude. Not car, house. I get so excited in Latin Evolution Radio. I'm ready to sell him a car though. But seriously, like I'm proud of people for actually being better with their money, and that doesn't mean don't come buy a car for me because I have cheaper cars too. But we're getting better with our money. One thing I noticed is like I'm not going to Fuji every week no more. Not like I ever did. But I'm getting better with it. I'd rather see more money in my bank account than driving that nice car or having this jewelry that, like we can get that when we're farther down the road. Or if you do have the means to do it, more power to you. But just because you see somebody else doing that doesn't mean that you have to go get a loan for something and then you feel like, okay, yeah, this is how I look when people see me. But how do you feel inside that body, bro? I promise you, that's not even you. Because now you're thinking about the debt that you got. You're thinking about the credit score that just dropped. You're thinking about the fact that you can't pay your car note. You're thinking about the fact that you can't do what everybody else is doing to live. You gotta literally watch your own bobber, but realize what the other people are catching. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be doing things just because everybody else was. And that was something I did from social perception. I woke up, I opened my Facebook. Yeah, I'm older. I use Facebook. And I was just like, dang, he's got this car. She's doing this. Like, dang, like he's got a bad girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't I have that? But I don't know that him and the girlfriend like probably just cheated on each other the night before. I didn't know that bro couldn't afford that car. I didn't know that that job wasn't really real. You know what I mean? Like people can be whatever they want on social media, and I'm so happy I found out who I really am and who I want to be. Because once you do and you drop that whole facade and you are just who you are, it's so like you can be you and feel happy about being you. You can sit in a chair and feel comfortable. I don't give a fuck what he thinks about me. I don't give a fuck about her. You know what I mean? Like not in a bad way, but I'm saying I'm gonna be me regardless, and I'm not gonna have that hanging on my shoulders just pulling me back. Like no, that ain't worth it. And speaking of weight on your shoulders, bro, if your friends, your family, your people around you aren't carrying their own weight, drop it. Drop it right now, because I guarantee you'll find people around you that do carry their own weight and share some of the same passions that you do. Because this last year and through TikTok, I'm going to help TikTok with this one. TikTok has showed me that people around you, well, more or less, not people around you, people that don't know you will support you better than the people that know you. No ifs, ands, or buts. Simple as that. Because they're going to find a passion, they're going to share it with you, in opposed to people that knew me since a baby, knew me since a child. You knew I deserved this. You're supposed to be proud of me. Shout out right away if you just said that in a song. But what I mean by that is most of the people I grew up with, most of the people that I struggled with, most of the people that I was homeless with, used drugs with, like abused with, like literally had nothing with, they're not here now. I wish the best for them. There's some of them that didn't pay me back. There's some people that they just couldn't be to where I was at in life. They couldn't even fathom it. And I got mad at first. I'm like, bro, why aren't you with me? Why aren't we the best? Like, why aren't we top tier? But I can't get mad at myself for them not doing it. And then for me doing these videos, I'm starting to meet people who actually care and share some of the same passions and are actually where I'm at, to the point where it's, oh, shoot, I hate that I just read that text because I can't focus on what I was just saying. Bro. Shit, I was literally on a good path there. Oh, no. And that's called ADHD because I just forgot what I was doing. You know what I was talking about? You weren't listening. Okay. Oh, I hate that I just said that. Oh, people that you don't know will support you more than the people that do. And I'm noticing this more and more through my Facebook. I can't get people to share my video unless I'm giving away money. Like, bro, it takes 2 seconds to hit that button. I'm wondering, you know what I mean? But the people that do share it, people I've never met before, people I've never even seen before. If I go look at the profile, I wouldn't think we'd have a thing in common. And those people are showing that support, like, go, bro, go, Zay, keep doing that, like, keep preaching that. Like, I watch all your shows. And the people that I'm close with don't even know that I just did a show, or they'll call me on a Thursday, like, bro, what are you doing? Bro, I'm on Latin Evolution Radio. I'm on the hottest radio station right now. Like, you know, you got the Zay show every 6:15 to 6:30, like, because I'm always a little late. But like, I feel like people should know that. Like, I thought it was gonna be better. I thought people were gonna be proud, but I shouldn't have cared what other people thought. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of the people around me. I'm proud of the people that do support me. You know. So like, I'm literally gonna share this video, right? And I guarantee you, the most support that we get from this is from people that in which I haven't had the opportunity to meet, that I'm excited to meet. Because I promise you, I'd rather spend my time with somebody in which who's going to support and opposed to not. That's fake love, and I'm done with it. Yeah, yeah. So like, I promise you, don't get mad at yourself when the people around you just can't fathom your thought process, can't fathom what you're trying to do, can't fathom that job you want, can't fathom that car you want. You know what I mean? But then let them drag their own baggage, bro. You got a life to live. Start running, or at least start keeping a constant pace, because you're going to need consistency, hard work, dedication, plus patience, but keep going. Don't fall back, fall forward. Every time you take a loss, take it as a lesson. Keep moving. Get up, keep dust yourself off. Like, you got a dream to hit, go get it. And I promise you, like, or you could be that guy who sleeps and just dreams about his dreams. I'm a guy who'd rather chase them. And I just snapped again. But that's exactly it. You got to be hard on yourself, but not too hard. You got to have mercy, right? You got to be happy, but can't be too happy, right? You got to feel what you're feeling, but understand there's another side of it. I always talk about yin yang, like, it takes a bad day to know a good day. Like, I had all these things happen. I had 3 guests in 1 month back out on me. I lost a family member. I got the whole family got COVID. I had so many losses, right? But then my higher power is just like, bro, you got this. I'm testing you right now to see if you got this. And then at the same time, I got my reward. I had the best month I ever had in the car business. I got an amazing, beautiful girlfriend. Shout out Danny. I got an opportunity to be who I am, you know, and I got the opportunity to observe the lessons around me. I just wasn't seeing them before because I was straight running, just, you know, I was just running and gunning. I didn't take the opportunity to look at the lighthouses that I had while I'm trying to be my own, thinking that I was all right. I don't need practice. Come to the Zay show right now. It doesn't even matter. I'm not going to be prepared. That's dumb. I apologize to myself. I apologize to my viewers, but we're better and we're back and we're back at it like we never left. I can't help but smile. And I challenge you to smile every day. One thing about sales is, like, we learned that you have to smile through the phone, because I promise, like, let's say he's calling me right now. Hey, welcome to McKay's, right? First, hey, welcome to McKay. You already hear a huge difference when I'm smiling, right? People feel that and they vibe off that. That's why when people say, like, oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, that's because you let one thing affect you so much that you're letting everything else fester from that, right? Well, let that smile fester into a great day. And on that note, I think I'm going to end the show because I've been freestyling, but I promise you, this is all content in which we needed. The people needed to hear it. I had to say it. I'm feeling good, looking better. Just got my hair cut, but I got the headphones on. And shout out to my sister and my family and everybody else that's around us for the Zay Show and Latin Evolution Radio, because we've been doing great things. And thanks. Absolutely, thank you. We're going to have some great content coming up. And seriously, if you need help, reach out. Seriously, just reach out. It's okay to be vulnerable. Like, if you need a vulnerable spot to be at and share like a story, bro, hit me up. Let's get you locked in. But if you don't show, that's okay. I can't even be mad, like you just don't want to be on this. I'm not going to carry your luggage. With that, I'm out. Everybody have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into the Zay Show. Give this video a share, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's at Listen to Zay on Instagram. I forgot what my Snapchat is, but look, hit me up. Everybody have a great night. Thank you again. Yeah. But see, I know that man's dad only lived through a throwback. Bitch, I'm up with this block that I keep in the sock for an op that be on the corner.